Okay, so we're going to take a look at part 7 of the reading and use of English section of the Cambridge C2 level exam, the Certificate of Proficiency in English exam. And well, basically what you've got here is a long text, and you have to look at 10 questions and say which part of the text it's referring to. In this case, if you look at the right hand side of the screen here, we've got our 10 questions. And the answers are the names of some villages in the southwest of England, in Cornwall and Devon. Sort of, if you look at a map of Britain, that little leg that sticks out into the Atlantic Ocean, that's Cornwall and a bit of Devon. So, A, Plymouth, B, Torquay, C, Falmouth, D, St Ives, and E, Ilfracombe. There are options that we can use to answer all of these questions. And because it's a long text, I think in this case, it is quite useful to have a look at the questions before we start reading the text. So I'm going to read through the questions first. So number 1, it says, which town possesses boats used in historic voyages? Okay, so it's going to say there are some boats in the town that were used to travel in historic journeys, voyages, I suppose. Which town lets you watch a show on the streets, so some kind of outdoor entertainment of some kind. Number 3, which town is noted for its evening entertainment, so it's nightlife, I guess, like maybe nightclubs, bars, restaurants, that sort of thing. Which town has a celebrity amongst its businessmen? So a famous person who owns a company in the town. And number 5, which town has a recreational area near the beach? That's going to be harder to define, I think, because a recreational area, a place where you can do sort of leisure activities, free time activities, and it's near the beach. So that sounds like it's going to be harder to define. Okay, number 6, which town has houses made of wood? Fairly simple to understand, I think. Number 7, which town allows you to observe animals in the wild underwater? Again, fairly simple, I think. Which town has a tourist attraction which has been praised? Some kind of tourist attraction which somebody has said good things about or has received good reviews. It's been well received in some way. 9, has altered its natural coastline. So there's been some sort of artificial manipulation of the coastline, whatever that may entail. And number 10, which one used to play an important role in the postal service? So, yeah, I guess something to do with the post office or mail or letters or something like that, having played an important part in the town's history. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to read through the text, and we need to bear in mind that the answers are the 5 towns. And I have had a quick look through the text. They don't start to talk about the towns until, I think, the 3rd paragraph. So you're going to see that the first couple of paragraphs are kind of redundant, and we won't need to go over them more than once. But at least we've got an idea of what we're looking for now, okay? So, let's see. The attractions of Devon and Cornwall. High on granite cliffs towering above the restless Atlantic, walkers on Britain's longest national trail, the spectacular 630-mile southwest coast path, are left in no doubt of the sea's role in shaping this area's landscape and heritage. England's far southwestern counties of Cornwall and Devon boast a seafaring tradition of adventurers, explorers, pirates, and emigrants, reinforced by the salty flavour of novels by Daphne du Maurier and Rosamund Pilcher. Okay, and let's move on. Add to this the fine cuisine, stylish hotels, national parks, and one of Europe's favourite surfing resorts, picturesque harbours and gardens warmed by Gulf Stream currents, and you have the recipe for a perfect all-year holiday destination. Okay, let's see then. So we finally get the mention of a town here in this paragraph. It says, The 8:35 train from London's Paddington Station to Plymouth, Devon, bears a ship's name, the Mayflower. Okay, so they're talking about ships here. That was in reference, that might bear some reference to one of the questions. So there was a question, number 1 says, possesses boats used in historic voyages. Now, the train going to Plymouth bears the name of the Mayflower, which is a famous boat. This was the vessel which carried a band of determined religious reformers, the Pilgrim Fathers, on their momentous journey to a new life in North America in 1620. After 66 days at sea, they eventually settled in New Plymouth and laid the foundation of the New England states. Okay. Right. Okay, so still talking about Plymouth. The story is brought to life in the naval port and city of Plymouth's Mayflower exhibition. Okay, so we're talking about a museum here, situated on the Barbican, opposite the historic harbour steps from which they set off nearly 4 centuries ago. It also tells how thousands of emigrants to the USA and other countries, mainly Australia and New Zealand, with Canada becoming popular later, started their journeys. Okay, so you can learn about the history of the place, of the emigrants from the UK to the colonies. The city is full of seaside atmosphere, particularly around the old harbour with its fish market and customs house and the waterfront park, the Hoe. Here Elizabethan seafarer Sir Francis Drake is said to have finished a game of bowls before sailing off to confront the approaching Spanish Armada. Okay, so I think this might be important information. The harbour, the fish market, customs house, on the waterfront park. So park, I think there was something about a recreational area near the beach in number 5, no? I think that might be in reference to number 5 there. So we're still talking about Plymouth, by the way. Let's bear in mind, because this is a very long text, we're still talking about Plymouth. I feel like 1 and 5 maybe have been mentioned here, but we'll go through them later again, the questions. Okay. Also here is the National Marine Aquarium, which, among its many fishy delights, boasts the world's largest collection of seahorses, Britain's biggest aquarium. Its attractions include a coral reef teeming with brightly coloured fish and the deepest tank in Europe, 3 stories high, containing a wide variety of sharks, which you can view close up if you dare from inside a walk-through transparent tunnel. Now, there was something about seeing animals, but I think it said underground or something, or underwater. In number 7 it says allows you to observe the animals in the wild under the water. So these animals are under the water, but they're not in the wild, they're in an aquarium. So I don't think that's anything important there. I've seen references to 1 and 5, I think, there, but let's carry on. Now we're talking about Torquay, which is option B. So let's see. To see marine life of a warm-blooded variety. Now I think I'm gonna put A here in 1 and 5, and then to try and save time. I think that might be right. I'm gonna have to come back and look at it later, but anyway. To see marine life of a warm-blooded variety, head east to the popular seaside resort of Torquay. Coastal creatures from puffins and penguins to fur seals are all at home in an environment of reconstructed beaches, cliff faces and an estuary. Now, I think that's very important. There was something about changing an artificial coastline Right, I think 9. I think this is B. Has altered its natural coastline. Coastal creatures from puffins and penguins to fur seals are all at home in an environment of reconstructed beaches, cliff faces, and estuaries. Yeah, they're reconstructed. No? Living coasts, Paynton Zoo's marine aviary, opened in July 2004 to rave reviews. Now, that was to rave reviews, so if something gets rave reviews, it gets praise. It's an aviary. It's definitely a tourist attraction, I would guess. Got rave reviews. That to me sounds like Torquay is number 8 as well. The birds fly freely over your head, and acrylic tunnels also allow unobstructed underwater views. Ooh. The birds fly. Ooh, now. Allows you to observe animals in the wild under the water. So are the animals under the water or am I under the water? What's going on here? Living Coast, Paynton Zoo's marine aviary, opened in July 2004. The birds fly freely over your head, and acrylic tunnels also allow unobstructed underwater views. Are they in the wild though? Because it's an aviary. And these are reconstructed beaches and an estuary. So, yeah, that's oof. I think the idea here is this is all artificial. It's not in the wild. It's an aviary. It's like it's a zoo, no? So I don't think that's right. No. Going west from Plymouth, you cross the wide river. How do you pronounce this? The River Tamar? Tamar? I don't know. Tamar. I'm going to say Tamar. The River Tamar. Whatever. On one of 2 high bridges, road and rail. Leave Devon and enter Cornwall. So that's what you do. You leave Devon and enter Cornwall if you head west, right? You go past those things and you head into Cornwall. There are views of battleships at anchor and sparkling ocean beyond. Now, interesting. We're talking about battleships. But this is going west of Plymouth and into Cornwall. But where are we going to? Which town? It's not very clear yet. The UK has more coastline than any other country in Europe, with no one living more than 75 miles from the sea. But it is only in Cornwall that you feel the sea is ever present. A leg of land jutting precariously into the Atlantic, its 2 coasts only 4 miles apart at the narrowest point. Okay. Still no mention of a town. Right, looks like they're going to mention Falmouth here, no? So, Cornwall was the obvious choice as location for a new National Maritime Museum, which opened in late 2002. The stylish modern building, clad in English oak, rises beside the water in the harbour town of Falmouth, on the edge of the world's 3rd largest natural harbour. Rio and Sydney take the top slots. Now, a museum, the stylish modern building, made of English oak. There's something about houses made of wood, but these aren't houses, are they? Has houses made of wood? The stylish modern building, it's a museum, it's not a house. It's made of oak. It's kind of wood. But yeah, it's not a house, is it? Is any of that important then? Recreational near the beach. Celebrity local business and noted for evening entertainment. Lets you watch a show on the streets. I can't see anything there, to be honest. Falmouth was an almost sleepy place, despite once being the British Empire's second busiest port. Its main occupations after tourism are luxury yacht building, ship repair, and oyster fishing. Oyster sailboats can still be seen working on the River Fowl. But the museum has brought new life and buzz to the town. Can't see anything there, to be honest. I can't see anything of importance in that paragraph myself. The entrance is through Event Square, surrounded by shops and dining places, and the focal point for open-air entertainment, particularly during the town's Oyster Festival held every October. Now, open-air entertainment, there was something about entertainment outside. Number 3 says, noted for its evening entertainment. Number 2 says, lets you watch a show on the streets. Now, there's open-air entertainment. I'm going to say, for the moment, we're talking about Falmouth, I'm going to say C here, because it might be something as vague as that. Open-air entertainment, a show on the streets. Yeah. At the moment, I'm going to say C. Yeah, I'm going to see if anything changes my mind. And, well, we're going to correct it at the end. If I've got any wrong, we'll find out. So, the galleries include historic small vessels from the National Collection. They range from a 70-foot rowing boat used by Eton schoolboys in the 1800s, through Olympic medal-winning boats, canoes, yachts, powerboats, and the working craft to the ketch used by Sir Robin Knox-Johnson to make the first solo non-stop global circumnavigation. Yeah, this is clearly referring... A? No. No. Number 1 is not A. No. We're talking about Falmouth. This is C. Why did I write... What made me think... Huh? Well, there you go. For some reason I put A in number 1. I don't know why. Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure this must be C. Oh yeah, because they mentioned battleships or something in Plymouth, no? But no, I'm pretty sure this one's very clear. Yeah, they talk about a whole different kind of boats, lots of different kinds of boat in this collection. And they talk about all the historic events there, particularly that one, like the power boats used by Sir Robin Knox-Johnson to make the first solo non-stop global circumnavigation, speaking specifically about a historic voyage there. Yeah. You can compare Queen Elizabeth II's little yacht, Blue Bottle, to the latest state-of-the-art carbon fibre racing dinghy. Okay, fair enough. Find out more about Cornwall's nautical traditions in various exhibits. How 7 generations of the same family made a living from the sea, and how the 40 mail ships of the Falmouth Packet Service made the town a world communication hub from 1688 until the electric telegraph took over. There's something about postal things, so we're still talking about Falmouth now. So it's C. Used to play an important role in the postal service. Yeah, has to be Falmouth. Yeah, no doubt about that one. Now, then descend, and we're still talking about Falmouth. So, then descend to the tidal zone, where windows thicker than a man's fist and 5 meters high look directly out under the water of Falmouth Harbour, see fish and other marine creatures, sometimes cormorants, diving for their dinner. It's like an aquarium in reverse. Yeah, you're in captivity and they're in the wild. They're free. No? I guess. Yes, that's... yeah. Climb the museum's 30-metre tall tower for an aerial view of the harbour. A cafe offers refreshments and more spectacular views. Yeah, I think that's clear. That we're still talking about Falmouth. You can observe wild animals underwater. No, in number 7. I think it has to be that one. Yeah, that's pretty strange though that 4 of them are C. Okay, we're moving on now. We've left Falmouth behind. No visit to Cornwall should exclude the artist town of St Ives, its Tate Gallery sitting right on the beach. Newquay, a young surfer's paradise. This is the thing I don't really understand here. Newquay, I read this before. Newquay is not the same as St Ives. They're two different places. Newquay's a big town. St Ives is a smaller place. I've been to them both many times, and I don't really understand why they're calling the beach Newquay, but there you go. Newquay, a young surfer's paradise with a nightlife to match. So good nightlife. St Ives D is noted for its evening entertainment. I think it has to be D, no? Yeah. Yeah. A young surfer's paradise with a nightlife to match. Or the Eden Project near St Austell. This is a garden with a difference reminiscent of something out of science fiction. It's spherical hothouses or biomes containing waterfalls, beach houses, and tropical flora from distant parts of the world, all in a former quarry. Don't think there's anything important in there. We've only got 2 more left to answer if I've got everything right. Something with a definite maritime flavour is the region's food. It is now easy to find freshly caught sea bass or native oysters as everyone's favourite fish and chips. Rick Stein's favourite seafood restaurant in Padstow is one of the best of its kind, and the celebrity chef has now complemented it with his own fish and chip shop. All fish is locally sourced. Monkfish, Dover sole, gurnard are all available, as well as cod, haddock and plaice. Customers choose their fish and wait earnestly while it is cooked. So we're talking about we're talking about Rick Stein, famous TV chef, but I don't think he's in St Ives. He's in Padstow. So the answer's not St Ives, though it's confusing because they seem to conflate St Ives and Newquay, which, we're moving on to Ilfracombe now. Hopefully Ilfracombe has a celebrity amongst its local businessmen and has houses made of wood. Because if not, this is very confusing. In the North Devon harbour town of Ilfracombe, controversial modern artist Damien Hirst, definitely a celebrity, has opened the White Hart Bar at 11 Quay, overlooking the harbour. The locals hope it will give a prominence to the town in the way Rick Stein raised Padstow's profile. Right, so they're giving a comparison now, and Ilfracombe, of the options that we have, is one that has a celebrity amongst its local businessmen. No, so I think it's E. Go along and sample the tapas mezze, freshly baked bread and cakes, and judge for yourself. Good. Whoa. As for places to stay, these range from friendly farmhouses. Now, I imagine a farmhouse to be made of wood, and family-run bed and breakfast to luxurious hotels such as Bovey Castle. The Edwardian Mansion. Edwardian Mansion usually has wood in it. This Edwardian Mansion, in the fine scenery of Dartmoor National Park, has been transported into the ultimate luxury destination by entrepreneur Peter de Savary, and opened earlier in 2004 with a 1920s palm court dining room, a piano bar serving 142 different cocktails, individually designed bedrooms and suites, a spa, and championship golf course. This is the best place for people who expect the very best. I'm pretty sure it has to be, because no other one has mentioned houses. It doesn't specifically say that they're made of wood, but farmhouses, you imagine a farmhouse is made of wood, I think, normally. Wooden sort of cottage. So, let's check. Oh, I got one wrong. So number 6 was incorrect. What did I say? So the answer was D in number 6. And what did I say? This house is made of wood, and the answer was St. Ives. Let's go back. Where's St. Ives? St. Ives, St. Ives. This house is made of wood. Where does it... How did I miss that? So, no visit to Cornwall should exclude the artist town of St. Ives. The Tate Gallery sitting right on the beach. New Quay, a surface paradise. Eden Project. Yeah, it's here. I've got it. Beach houses. Yeah, I read over it. I wasn't reading carefully enough. Yeah, so in the Eden Project, there are beach houses. Houses made of beech wood. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, beech is a kind of wood. Yeah, okay, I definitely got that wrong. I was wondering why it has to say, surely specifically, no, farmhouses. I imagine them being made of wood, but obviously it has to say, you know, the answers have to be fairly specific. There has to be a specific reason. It has to clearly say that they're made of wood. Beach houses, yeah, that's clear. Yeah, clear enough. Anyway, I guess we've done for today. If you're a member, we haven't finished for today because there's more content coming out later today for my members, my paying members. If you want to have a look at the options, click on the blue button under this video and you'll see a couple of payment options to get involved in the channel, get some more personal content. I can correct your writings, I can answer your questions, I can do all kinds of things, make specific videos for you in exchange for a small amount of money. Because that way I can stop teaching people in person and just do this for a living, which is a lot more fun. Okay, I'm finished for today, except for my members. Bye.